another video. Today, guys, we're back in my regular sketchbook. I kind of wanted to do a finished art piece just in my normal sketchbook, so I drew this really quick. It didn't take very long. It's just like a demon praying to God. I'm not religious, so it's not really a religious thing. I was just like, I wanted to draw someone praying, right? I was just thinking of like a cool pose, a praying pose. And I was like, well, what if it was a demon? So that's what this drawing is. It's not deeper than that. So we're just going to go ahead and color this one. I outlined it in red today. Usually I do black outlines, but I was like, let's do red. We'll make it fun. We'll make it poppy. I decided I wanted her skin to be pink. So we're going to go in and color her skin in pink. I haven't really done a finished piece in the sketchbook since the first page. But I was like, I want to draw something finished, and I don't want to do it in my finished artwork sketchbook. I very decidedly wanted to do it in this sketchbook, so that's what we're doing. Oh no, the ink is bleeding. That's okay. I did not really let this dry because it is 10 o'clock at night, and I didn't do any work on my sketchbook spread for the day. Just because I was like, well, I want to do something finished, so I couldn't draw anything on this side because I mean, there's something on this side of the paper. I drew Hope and James for Christmas, but that was just in like normal pen and shit. But I didn't want to do anything here just in case I wanted to change it. Anyway, the pen I used to line this is the Pilot Precise V5. I never remember the names of the pens are, but that's what it is. I guess it's gonna bleed, but I don't really care because this is gonna be like primarily red. Her skin's gonna be pink, but her hair is gonna be red. And I think a little bit of bleed is okay. It'll make her skin look a little bit softer. So if you don't mind alcohol marker bleed, I would recommend these pens, I guess. But also, it's partially bleeding just because I did not really let this dry. I've been working on this for like the past hour, and I just finished inking it. So the ink is not dry at all. I mean, it was dry enough to not smear when I erased the pencil underneath, but it was not dry enough not to smear the alcohol ink. But that's okay. I know I said I wanted to draw something finished, and this is finished, but I already fucked up on it in several places, like her hand. I wanted to draw her praying, but I did not think about where her other arm was supposed to go, so she technically only has one arm, and there's like only one hand praying. Like there's a hand back here, but honestly, it looks awful, terrible. It doesn't really make any sense, but that's okay. It doesn't really super matter. I mean, it does sort of kind of super matter, but now I'm kind of nervous because these little beads are going to bleed, and I spent a lot of time drawing this little rosary. I mean, not really. I didn't really plan it out beforehand. I just like freehanded it, but still, I would like the beads to not be smeared or the cross. Hopefully this gets like a nice flat look because this marker is pretty filled up. I filled it up because I was going to use it for that rainbow piece I did a while ago, but I ended up not using this color, but I did fill it up, so it's full of ink. So if you guys want a nice flat color when you do alcohol marker drawings, just make sure your marker is really full of ink. Sometimes I really want to use color in my sketchbook, but I don't want to like draw something that takes me like, like 5 hours, because if I really put all my effort into a drawing, it takes me a hella long time. And sometimes I just want to draw something simple, I just want to color something. And I could buy adult coloring books, and I do have one, but I don't really like coloring in it. I just like looking at the artists' work in those. And I'm like, I don't want to color it. So I feel like my coloring is going to fuck it up. And I don't really mind fucking up my own drawings. I much prefer to color my own stuff, but then I'm like, then I have to draw something. Which I do like. I like to draw, obviously, but sometimes you're just in a coloring mood and you're like, I don't want to draw anything, I just want to color. The rosary came out okay. I don't think I'm going to color the part of the hand that goes over to the other side. It's going to make it look weird, but it's okay. When I draw this, when I post it on the internet or whatever, if I ever do that, I probably won't, but if I were, I would just crop that part out. It's going to look weird in my sketchbook, but I don't care. Don't want to have alcohol marker bleed on the next page because it's a cute little drawing of Hope. Now I gotta do her face. Oh gosh, I kind of sort of hate coloring in faces actually. I know I'm supposed to do the face first, and usually I do, but sometimes I get nervous about the face and I'm like, oh god, especially now that I know that this ink is not dry. I'm like, fuck, it's gonna bleed. And when it bleeds on the face, that's like the worst. I really just don't want her eyes to bleed mostly, and I don't think it's, well, hopefully it'll be okay because I plan on coloring the insides of her eyes black, so as long as it doesn't bleed, well, I guess it's okay. No, as long as it doesn't bleed on the iris, because I do want those to be yellow, and I don't want that to, because the red, and oh, fuck. I just realized the yellow is going to smear a lot if I'm not careful with it. But that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but I'm going to do my best. I forgot to draw her hairline in here, so I'm just going to leave a space for that. I'm going to color it later. I mean, I would prefer if it didn't smear, but there are some places in the drawing where I'm like, it's okay if that part's fucked up, because I can cover it up pretty well. The other parts I'm like, oh, don't do that, please. Please, Lord, don't do that. I'm not going to color that in because that's a teardrop. I'm going to use a lighter color for that part later. Careful around that nose. See guys, that's what happens when you have a nice juicy marker. Whenever I did this with my bigger drawing of Kira at the beginning of the sketchbook, it was like really splotchy, and now I know it's just because that marker was not full at all. This part's gonna have a weird double layering thing, but that's okay, I don't mind. It's all looks like the side of her face. It's gonna get covered up with a layering anyway. Okay, that's that part. You can see it's starting to bleed, but that's okay. I'm just gonna work on the skin first. I was trying to think, I was like, do I want to do? And I'm like, no, I don't do. But just 1 second for this part, because this is going to be in shadow. Alrighty. I think I need a deeper color, because this is the shadow I have. It's supposed to be the deepest shadow, but this is not deep at all. Okay. That's not deep. I mean, it's a little deep, but it's not very deep at all. Which is not what I want. I might use a red. I think I pulled a red out. Yeah, I did. I forgot. I pulled out a red for the shadow. And that's a little deeper. It's still not great, but yeah, the blending is not great on this paper. But I knew that going in. Okay. That's her neck. I guess we'll do her eyes now. I don't like how that's bleeding into her teardrop, but that's okay, I guess. I mean, it's not okay. It hurts my feelings. Now you see why I said it's okay if it got folded. If it got a little bit of bleed there, it's okay. I'm covering it up. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's supposed to be like her horns are like shaved down. I don't think that reads though. It's like she shaved her horns. Is that saying something about religion? About having to change yourself to fit into religious box? Nope. I just thought it would be cool. Well, not necessarily cool, but like an interesting sort of like character idea. Demon who's like trying to like repent and become like godly, I guess, or holy. Well, not necessarily holy, but spiritual. I don't know the terms, you guys. Like I said, I'm not religious at all. Well, as somebody who dedicates themselves to like God, I don't know. Like a regular person, not like a nun or like a pastor or like a father or something, a priest. That's not what I meant. Like something like everyday person. I don't know. I feel like that would be like a pretty good D&D character, maybe. Not that I play D&D. If I was, maybe I'd want to play a repentant demon or something. Probably not though. Not really my thing. I played D&D like 1 time with my sister. I didn't like it because every time I made a decision, my sister would like, or not even make a decision. I would just be talking to myself and like making jokes, and sister would make the character in game react to the jokes, and I'm like, I wasn't talking to the character. I don't like this. My sister was very mean to me about it, and so it was kind of fun, but also not really fun. But I was a dragonborn bard from the aristocracy, but I gave up being like the next in line for my family. I was a dude to like take over the family, so that way I could be a dancer. So that's what that guy was. But I only ever played the 1 time with him. I don't even remember what his name was, but that was fun, I guess. It was kind of fun. Not really fun because I was getting bullied the whole time. But other than that, I guess it was okay. It's probably more fun when your DM is not your sister picking on you. Do you guys like D&D? I don't think I like D&D that much. I mean, I like to watch like Dimension 20, but I feel like Dimension 20 is like a very accessible way of watching D&D. And I like to watch other people play, but I feel like in an actual like real life game, I probably would not enjoy it as much because it's all like, I feel like Dimension 20 cuts out all like the boring parts, so like doing the math and like looking at your character sheet and like having to buy supplies and all that shit. All that stuff I feel like would be super boring, maybe not my thing. Which is probably like the only reason why I don't want to do it. And also having to like leave my house every week to like go do things with other people. Like most artists, I'm a very solitary person. I don't like to leave my home. My sister and her husband have like a D&D group that they play with. And I'm pretty sure if I was like, hey, I want to play D&D sometime, they'd be like, great. But I don't want to. Also, I think I would maybe be embarrassed to role play in real life, which is probably silly because everybody's role playing. But I just feel like I watch some videos that talk about like horror stories from playing D&D, and I don't want to deal with that. Oh, her lips came out really cute, you guys. Usually when I draw lips, I feel like they turn out really ugly. Okay, I'm gonna do her eyes now. I'm gonna make her eyes yellow because her hair is gonna be red and this outfit is gonna be like black, I think. So I want like the only point of yellow to be her eyes so that it'll really stand out. Also, the really dark black was also gonna make it stand out, I think. But I don't want it to cover the color of her eyes. Please don't do that. Okay. I think I need a 6 actually. Give me 1 second. I didn't want to use 6 because I thought it was going to be too light. And I do definitely think it's too light, but I feel like it'll look good for this one part that is in the tier. That's what we're going to do there. And the rest I'm going to use 7 because it's still pretty dark, but it'll look different against the W10. I don't use pure black in drawings for really ever, just because it is like super dark. And I'm not saying you can't. I could if I wanted, like I could add it even more into like the shaded area to like really make it have like a good shadow. But I don't want to. It doesn't need to be that dark. They look darker relative to the other colors. Like, that's dark enough. You can see there's a shadow there. Gotta show her like eyeline or whatever. That's all it really needs. It doesn't need like a lot. I just want it to be a little bit lighter, just so that way you could tell it's like a tear, because I'm not gonna color them blue or anything. I'm just gonna leave them clear. I prefer when I color tears for them just to be clear, personally. I started doing this thing with the eyes, but I think it makes them look weird. It's because whenever your eye is like 3/4 or side view, technically it should be curved on the outside. I usually draw that part flat, but it should be curved because your eyeball is a ball. But I think it looks weird, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it. Maybe I just have to figure out a better way to do it, because it's a bit more realistic. Not that my art is realistic, but I feel like it makes a bit more sense to do it that way. Thinking of making the shirt black, but now I'm like, I don't know. I just work here, you guys. Okay, those are our eyes. That looks nice. Okay, let's add the yellow. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the yellow though, honestly, truly. I actually don't know. Oh, that's okay. Like, is that too dark? And I went, no, it's not too dark. That other one is dry, so this is fine. I should probably test things out before I put them down. I really just want to get this done. Like I said, it's pretty late. I think it's like 11 by now. I'm tired. Oh, hold on. I need to add the shadow. That's not dark enough, I don't think. Nope, it's not. 1 second. I did not test these colors out before I started using them. I don't ever really. I mean, this is just in my sketchbook, so it's okay. That's better. It's a little bit darker. It is actually orange, but what is yellow if not orange? I guess the better way to phrase it would be, what is orange if not yellow? That's a little bit closer. I don't even remember how I normally do eyes. Hold on 1 second. It's been a hot minute since I colored an eyeball, so. They kind of look like the moon. You know, when the moon is yellow. The moon is not usually yellow. I think it looks nice when it is. I gotta figure out. I guess I'll just put the people right in the center. Does that look like shit, you guys? No, that looks okay. From where I'm sitting, it could look like shit on the camera. But from where I'm sitting, that looks pretty okay. Blend it out a little bit though. Just a little bit more blending. I guess now we can move on to the hair. The hair is supposed to be this dark red color, and I am a little bit nervous about doing it because I didn't draw any parts. You know, we're just gonna do this flat red color first. And we're gonna start with this side because it's, well, actually, I'm gonna start with this little part right here because it's just a small section. And it'll let me know how much ink I need to put in this. Because honestly, I don't know if I have a refill for this, and I kind of wish I would have checked it before I put it down. Oh, I think I do. I think I have a refill for this one. I'm not 100% sure. I have, yeah, this is dry. I have a feeling that I do. Yeah, I know it's dry because it's made that squeaky ass sound. Some people enjoy that squeaky sound for markers. I'm not one of them. That shit is aggravating. Imagine just a video which just this. I would not last 5 seconds into that video. Okay, I'm gonna refill this real quick. Alright. Hopefully that's full enough. Be careful for one eyelash because this hair is going to be darker than the thing I did for eyelashes. I might make them black real quick just so that way they don't get lost in her hair. Just the edge, not like the whole thing. We'll see. Maybe I'll do the hair first and then see if it gets lost in it. I feel like it's already getting lost in there. You know, I might just outline it in black just so that way it's not all the way black. Just the edge of it. I usually leave the edges white just so that way it looks a bit more transparent. I'm gonna try something, it might turn out bad. It would have been good if this paper would blend, but it doesn't. Fuck, that's fine. It's not the worst thing ever. I'm glad I didn't do it on her face. This part's also supposed to be red, and I think I might change this to be her sleeve or something. I don't know. Well, I might color it. No, I'm not gonna color it because her arm would be there. If I ever make this digital, I have to like add her arm in post because I really fucked that part up. So this is not gonna, I'm not gonna color this anything. I might just make it black and just pretend it's her arm. I was about to freak out. I thought this was the wrong color. I forgot I just refilled it, so all the ink at the tip of this part is really saturated. Back to my brush side. I mean the chisel side. The brush side's good, but I'm not doing like hair detailing it. I'm just filling in flat color. So I want the chisel side just because it's faster. And since I'm holding it upside down, hopefully the ink is starting to flow to this side. Because when you fill it by putting it onto the chisel tip side, you're holding it upside down. So it's all the ink is going to the brush side first, just because of gravity. It takes a little bit for it to start going in the other way. And this hair is going to be pretty dark. Hopefully it will make her skin pop that way. I was thinking of doing like roses in the background. I did not feel like drawing roses. Not because they take me like a super long time. Well, they kind of do though, because there are so many petals. I think I just start drawing them too small. Like I make the inner sort of petal part. I don't know what that's called. But I make that really small, and then I have to add like a bunch of petals to make it bigger. And then the rose looks really big, but it has like so many petals. And I'm like, that's not what I was going for. But for some reason, whenever I draw them, I'm just like a little tiny bud in the center. It's like, no, you can make that big. Like I probably just need like 3 roses in the background for this, but I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just looking at holy flowers, or flowers that are religiously affiliated. Roses was one of them, so I was like, maybe I could do roses, but now I'm like, I don't know, because her hair is red and her skin is pink. I'm like, I don't want to do red roses. I'm like, I could do white roses. I don't want to right now. I still have to finish this side of the page. I mean, I'm going to stop filming the video when I finish this drawing, but when I'm done with this drawing, I am going to have to put something on that side because this is my spread for the day. And as you can see, I haven't really done anything for it. I mean, I'm currently doing this. The other side, you know what I mean? It's not anywhere close to done. I might just draw a big picture on that one. I did yesterday. I just drew 2 big pictures because this was Christmas. And I was like, I don't want to draw. I was like, but I have to. So I was like, let's just do 2 big portraits. Maybe I'll do like a halo. I mean, not a halo. Maybe I'll draw like an angel on that side or something. But like a way much lower effort because this is taking forever. You guys ever just have random, not ideas, but like thoughts pop into your head? I'm coloring this and I'm not even thinking about anything else. It's just all of a sudden the Look Who's Talking movies popped into my head. You know those ones from like the 90s, I think? With like John Travolta and like Kirstie Alley or whatever her name was. And the first one is about a lady who was like having an affair with her boss, and then she gets pregnant by her boss, and then she has to raise the baby by herself because the boss is like, he's like, I'm not gonna leave my wife for you. I was like, that's a crazy sort of concept. And like the baby doesn't talk, but like his thoughts are like narrated by like Bruce Willis for some reason. It was a weird movie. You know what I feel like though? They don't really make movies that are weird anymore. And if they do make movies that are weird, they're like weird on purpose. They're like, look at how weird our movie is. Like, okay, not really what I want. It's like too meta now to be enjoyable. They're like, my weird, quirky movie. I was like, okay, buddy. Should chill out with that. I don't know where I'm going to draw the hair part at. Probably, I guess, right in the center. First, I'm going to color. Oh, gosh, that's really dark. It's darker than the line art. Okay, I'm going to use this one sparingly. I just decided. Let's put that away for a second while I think about what I'm going to do. That's also covering the line art. Oh, gosh. I might have to put black in the hair, too. Well, you can still see the line art on this one. It's also covering the line art, but I'm just gonna try to keep it away from the line art as much as possible. And I want this guy. I do want that really dark color. I need it for contrast, you guys. See, no contrast. I'm terrible with contrast. Truly. Doing my best, though. Get some shading in there. Jesus Christ. I guess we'll just start doing it again with this side. I'll actually use the darkest color. It'll blend out better this way. It'll be fine. It'll all be okay. I kind of hate doing hair though because it like takes twice as long because look at all that blending. It takes forever. I mean, it looks nice, but it takes forever. Is this second layer unnecessary? I feel like it's just slightly lighter than the darkest one I'm using, so I might just cut that out. We'll try one where we don't use it and see if that affects anything. I mean, it probably will, but maybe it won't. Who knows? These are the sorts of tests you're supposed to do on a separate piece of paper, and I never do them. Okay, it significantly changes it. Damn it. I mean, it changes it a little bit, but I feel like it takes away a lot of the dimension. Like this clearly has like 3 different shades, and that one, I just clearly felt like it only had 2. I hate drawing the hair part, because I never make it always looks weird. I'm like, I don't know how people part their hair. Guess this girl's got a middle part. That's what I decided just now. Should have parts that go, whoop, like that. Goes down a little bit. Goes somehow like that. I don't fucking know. I wonder if people think that when an artist makes stuff, they're like, wow, all those choices. So deliberate, so practiced, so disciplined. And then they watch like an artist process video and it's like, fuck, I did not want it to look like that. I know it's like that for me at least. I mean, some artists are like, yep, every stroke I put down was deliberate and I meant it to go there and I didn't make any mistakes. I feel like it's like a small minority of people. All very, very lucky few. I don't know if maybe they're not lucky, but they're very like disciplined. I don't think I'm very disciplined as a person. I try. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, if I don't want to do it? What if I don't want to? What if I just didn't do it? And then I'm like, who's going to hold me accountable? Not me. I can just do whatever I want. And if I don't want to do it, I don't have to. But sometimes things are good to do. You know what I mean? I'm just going to have this go all the way down. I'm trying to figure out how to be a bit more disciplined as a person so I can get more things done. Like lately I've been spending like a lot of money. And I've been scrolling a lot, even though I told myself I didn't want to do that anymore. I'm like, okay, stop doing that. Try to ease into my New Year's habits before New Year's, so that way when I do them, it won't be like a shock to my system where I'm like doing like a bunch of different things for the first time all at once, because I'm planning a lot of new stuff for the new year. Like I want to read more, I want to draw more, I want to do better stuff for my videos. You guys already know that. This is not going to be my first video back, but I have a lot of things I want to do, better habits to like make, and so I'm trying to start them soon. Because, you know, if you start them in the new year, immediately you're going to be like, oh, I'm sick of this after like a week, and I'm not trying to get sick of these stuff after a week. Also partially why I started doing my sketchbook habit before the new year started, because I knew I was going to be like, oh, well, just wait till the new year. It's like, no, just do it now, you lazy bastard. And some of them I can't really start yet. I'm going to try to do a no-buy. I'm going to try the year, but I'm going to start off with the month of January of not buying things. I've changed a little bit. I didn't usually, like, buy a lot of things for myself. I mostly just used to saving money. Because I don't really like spending money because I get a lot of buyer's remorse. I'm like, why did I spend money on that? It's a waste of money. Something, which is like a good thing. But around the holidays, I have to buy a lot of Christmas presents. And also, I got a new bookshelf. And it was like empty of books because I don't actually like to own books. So I got rid of them. I donated a bunch of them to the library. A whole new bookshelf, and it had like a whole bunch of space on it. And I was like, I'm going to put all my sketchbooks here when I finish them. But I started to buy art books. And I like art books because it's full of art. It's not the same because I could look at an art book all the time and just get inspiration from it. I'm not going to like reread like Nancy fucking Drew again, you know what I mean? I got rid of all of my novels basically, and I started buying art books, which is like, don't do that. That kind of defeats the whole purpose. So the bookshelf is like really full of art books, and so I'm like, next year I'm not buying any more art books. I have some art books coming in the new year because I pre-ordered them, but I'm not gonna be buying anything new. So I'm like, well, if I can't buy any more art books, I'm gonna buy the last ones that I wanted before the year ends, and then after that I'm all done. And I also have that rule for art supplies. I'm not buying any more art supplies in the new year. I mean, I'm okay with buying, like, if I need to replace something, I can buy it. But if it's something new, I'm not buying anything new. I have, like, so much shit, you guys. I don't need anything else. I'm just tired of wasting money, especially in the new economy. The economy in the new year is going to be so shitty. And so I'm going to need to save as much money as I can. I think I like the way this hair is turning out. I don't think I've ever drawn red hair like this. I mean, I guess, now that I think about it, I drew, like, Nick has red hair, and so does Duke. But I never really use like this darkest color I usually use. I feel like the darkest one I usually use is like the R39, and I'm using R59 for the darkest shade here. So, and also her hair is a lot darker. I put a lot of it in here in comparison to those other two guys. Like I usually don't use like a lot of it. I don't use it a lot here. Here's that part. That's a little bit too much right there. That's okay. I'm getting a little bit more loosey-goosey with it. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Partially it's because I'm sick of working on it. I'm like, I want this to be over. So my mind's like, go faster then. And I was like, I think when you do hair, it's okay if you do it a little bit loosey-goosey because hair strands are not like an exact science. It should be a little bit more like loose. That squeaky sound is back. Finally, the hair is done. Now all I only have to do is her shirt. I'm gonna try to slow down because I am getting tired of doing this, so my brain's gonna be like, hurry up, do it fast. It's like, no, we can slow down for a second. And I know for a fact these are not very full, so I'm gonna try and get this done. For some reason, whenever I use black on this paper, it gets really weird. I don't know why. It's like it layers up in one spot and gets like oddly dark and like shiny. I mean, obviously this is not black, this is a warm gray, but you know what I mean, like a dark color. And it's like very splotchy for some reason. I don't understand. By the way, guys, don't fill in color like this. I'm doing like a really shitty job. This is why my black always looks splotchy. Because I don't know if you saw when I was doing the hair, I was doing like little. See what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go like this. And it'll be less splotchy, be more even. And that partially, this marker is not very full because I do use these a lot. I feel like I like the look of cool grays better, but I use like a lot of, I do like a lot of warm palettes. So I'm like, I can't use cool graying on a warm colored palette. It needs to be the warm grays, which was the logic here. I was like, I can't use cool grays here. This is all like red and yellow and pink. That wouldn't make any sense. Would it stand out against the warmness? Yeah, probably. I also feel like it would clash in a gross way. I didn't want to do that. And you'd be like, is there really that much of a difference in temperature of the grays? And it's like, yeah. I hope this doesn't make her look like a nun. I very decidedly did not want to make her a demon nun. Mostly because I didn't want to draw the habit. I guess I could have done like that partial habit for like the I don't know, like the baby nuns. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that like the top part of their hair is allowed out, the back part is covered with like a partial habit type thing. I don't know what those are called. I could have done that. Maybe I should have done that, but it's too late now. Originally, I wanted her outfit to be like blue, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be blue? And also, I was like, well, if her skin is pink and her hair is red and her eyes are yellow, why would the outfit be blue? And I try to be deliberate with where I place colors. And the reason the eyes are yellow and not like the shirt is not yellow is because it's the only point of yellow in the drawing. And so it's going to draw the attention. It's a very bright yellow as well. So it's brighter than the pink, I feel like, and it's brighter than the red. So the first thing that your eyes should go to is that one yellow spot on the drawing, which draws attention to her face, which is why the eyes are yellow. And also the yellow is like surrounded by the black, which makes the yellow stand out more. That's why it looks like that. So I didn't want to put like blue randomly there because then one, it wouldn't make sense, and then two, it's going to draw attention away from the yellow in the eyes. Okay, I don't have a black pen on hand, so what we're going to do instead is outline the eyelash with this white instead. So that way you can see it. I'm not going to do the bottom lash because that one's not really, well, I guess I have to because I usually outline the bottom lashes anyway. That just makes the eye stand out so much. I'm so glad I started doing that. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't really work, but then other times I'm like, yes. I also feel like it helps bring attention to the eyes. I think the eyes are the most important part of the drawing. Not because they look particularly nice. Because I don't know, I feel like those are always the focal point. That crusty ass sound, I didn't like that. I think that is done for now. I might add like a background or something in there, but I don't know. I'm not gonna do it right now. It's been going on for like an hour, so that's done for now. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye.